Welcome to our channel. We're absolutely thrilled to have you with us as we dive into some of the most captivating and mysterious tales from the past. If you love stories that stretch your imagination and challenge your understanding of history, you're in the perfect place. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and share your thoughts with us in the comments. We absolutely love hearing from you. Now, let's set the scene. Imagine a place so terrifying that it would make your most vivid nightmares seem like a pleasant stroll in the park. A place where the horrors of reality surpass the darkest nightmares of fiction. Today, we're taking you on a journey to a lost island. One that nature itself transformed into a chilling laboratory of fear and fascination. Are you ready to uncover the spine-tingling secrets of the most horrifying island to ever exist? Let's get started. When we think of islands, we typically envision peaceful escapes, powdery white sands, sparkling turquoise waters, and palm trees swaying gently in the breeze. These idyllic images make islands seem like perfect havens of tranquility and natural beauty. But if we rewind the clock millions of years, back to the Cretaceous period, islands were anything but peaceful. They were wild, unpredictable, and filled with dangers you couldn't even begin to imagine. Surprisingly, Europe was a tropical archipelago during this time. Instead of the vast continent we know today, it was a collection of islands surrounded by the expansive Tethys Sea. These islands, while lush, were also incredibly hazardous, teeming with a diverse range of life forms that had evolved in response to their unique environments. Among these islands, one stood out, not for its beauty, but for its unsettling characteristics. Hațeg Island. Unlike today's picture-perfect tropical paradises, Hațeg Island was a land of extremes. Its isolation and scarce resources made it a natural laboratory for some of the most bizarre evolutionary experiments. The creatures that lived there developed in ways that were both awe-inspiring and terrifying, creating an ecosystem that was equal parts captivating and deadly. Welcome to a place where the rules of nature were bent and rewritten. Hațeg Island no longer exists. Its remains are buried beneath layers of rock in what is now modern-day Romania. But if you were to travel back in time about 90 million years, you'd find this island thriving with life. Roughly the size of Hispaniola, it was located right in the heart of the ancient Tethys Sea, far removed from any mainland. Its isolation shaped it into a truly unique and eerily unsettling corner of the prehistoric world. The island's physical geography was striking. Dense forests stretched across the land, broken up by clearings, rivers, and marshes. These varied landscapes provided diverse habitats for a range of strange creatures. Yet, what made Hațeg Island truly remarkable wasn't just its biodiversity, it was the peculiar evolutionary paths its inhabitants followed, paths shaped by their isolation. Cut off from the rest of the world, Hațeg Island became a living laboratory for evolution. With no outside influences, its creatures evolved in unpredictable and often bizarre ways, resulting in animals that seemed more like something out of a fevered dream than creatures of the natural world. This isolation didn't just preserve these oddities, it amplified them, turning Hațeg Island into a breeding ground for the strange and the terrifying. Hațeg Island's isolation, surrounded by hundreds of kilometers of water, forced its inhabitants to adapt to a harsh and resource-scarce environment. One of the most striking evolutionary phenomena that emerged here was insular dwarfism, species shrinking in size as a result of limited resources and space. Smaller bodies were more energy efficient, giving these miniature dinosaurs a better chance at survival. But dwarfism was only part of the story. In some cases, isolation had the opposite effect. predators, unchallenged by larger competitors, evolved into enormous giants in a phenomenon known as insular gigantism. With no larger predators to keep them in check, some species grew to terrifying sizes, dominating the island's ecosystem both on land and in the sky. The result was a paradoxical ecosystem, tiny herbivores scampering for survival under the looming threat of giant predators. Hațeg Island became a land of extremes, where the forces of evolution shaped creatures unlike anything else on Earth. It was a Darwinian battlefield, one shaped by scarcity, isolation, and the survival of the fittest. Unlike the towering behemoths that roamed the mainland, the dinosaurs of Hațeg Island were surprisingly small. These creatures, shaped by insular dwarfism, evolved to cope with the island's limited resources. Over generations, their bodies adapted to the constraints of their environment, resulting in a truly unique class of diminutive dinosaurs. Among the herbivores was Magyarosaurus, a sauropod that would have been considered tiny compared to its mainland relatives. While most sauropods could grow to over 20 meters long, Magyarosaurus rarely exceeded 6 meters in length, a drastic reduction in size. Despite their smaller stature, these dinosaurs were remarkably resourceful, feeding on the abundant vegetation that covered the island. But herbivores weren't the only species to shrink. Predators like Balor-Bondoc, a relative of velociraptors, were also much smaller than their mainland cousins. However, Balor-Bondoc made up for its size with its agility and ferocity. Equipped with sharp claws and a strong build, it was a nimble predator that likely relied on speed and precision to hunt the island's herbivores. While the miniature dinosaurs faced their challenges on land, the skies above were dominated by an entirely different kind of menace: giant pterosaurs. These flying reptiles were far from the graceful birds we know today. Pterosaurs combined immense size with deadly efficiency, making them the undisputed apex predators of Hațeg Island. 3 main types of pterosaurs ruled the skies of this prehistoric domain. The smallest, Urajdarko, had a wingspan of about 3 meters, modest compared to its larger relatives. Next up was Albadraco, whose wingspan stretched to 7 meters, making it a truly formidable creature. But neither of these could compare to the king of them all, Hategopterus, a predator so massive and terrifying that it redefined the word monstrous. These pterosaurs weren't just rulers of the skies. They were apex predators in every sense of the word, hunting both in the air and on the ground. Their sharp beaks, powerful wings, and keen eyesight gave them an undeniable advantage, making them a constant and terrifying presence for the island's creatures. Sitting comfortably between the larger and smaller pterosaurs, Albadraco was an apex predator in its own right. With a wingspan of 7 meters, it was larger than most birds you see today, though smaller than Hategopterus. Despite its mid-tier size, Albadraco was anything but ordinary. It was a terror of its time. One of its most distinctive features was its enormous skull, perfectly suited for crushing bones and devouring prey. Its sharp, hooked beak allowed it to tear through flesh with ease, making it a relentless hunter of smaller dinosaurs and other creatures on the island. Even though it wasn't the largest of its kind, Albadraco was a terrifying predator, wielding a combination of speed, strength, and precision that made it a nightmare for its prey. Taller than the average human, with a wingspan that could span the width of a small plane, Albadraco was a constant presence in the skies of Hațeg Island. Its ability to hunt both from above and on the ground made it a highly effective and versatile predator. For the miniature dinosaurs scurrying below, Albadraco was a daily reminder of the ever-present danger in this strange ecosystem. Towering above all other creatures on Hațeg Island, Hațegopterus was the ultimate apex predator. With a staggering 12-meter wingspan, wider than many modern fighter jets, this colossal pterosaur ruled both the skies and the land. Its sheer size and presence made it an undeniable force of nature and a living testament to the power of evolution in an isolated ecosystem. Hatzegopterus was not just big, it was built for strength. Its robust skeleton allowed it to support its massive frame, whether it was flying or walking. Standing at about 5 meters tall, roughly the height of a giraffe, this creature's head alone measured an astonishing 2.5 meters in length. Its sheer bulk made it almost invulnerable to any other creature in its environment. Despite its size, Hatzegopterus was a deadly predator. Its long, muscular neck gave it the leverage to deliver powerful strikes, and its razor-sharp beak could pierce through the toughest hides. This combination of size, strength, and precision made Hatzegopterus an unparalleled predator, capable of hunting juvenile dinosaurs and other creatures with terrifying efficiency. Hatzegopterus was not just a large creature, it was a finely honed killing machine. Its enormous blade-like beak was the perfect weapon, able to slice through flesh and bone with terrifying ease. It likely used this sharp beak to stab or crush its prey, delivering swift and lethal blows before consuming its catch. Whether hunting from the skies or stalking prey on the ground, Hatzegopterus was a force to be reckoned with. Its height and wingspan were not just for show. They gave it an unparalleled advantage in hunting and survival. From the air, it could scan vast stretches of land for potential prey, using its sharp eyesight to spot movement below. On the ground, its towering stature allowed it to dominate the smaller dinosaurs that populated the island, making it a dual threat in any environment. Even the island's more formidable creatures were not safe from Hatzegopterus. Juvenile sauropods, small herbivores, and other pterosaurs likely fell victim to its predatory prowess. Its place at the top of the food chain was uncontested, solidifying its role as the ultimate predator in Hatzeg Island's ecosystem of nightmares. Hatzeg Island wasn't just home to terrifying predators, it was an entire ecosystem forged by extremes. From the miniature herbivores to the towering apex predators, every creature here had a role to play in this strange, isolated world. The island was a microcosm of the wild unpredictability of nature, where evolution took bizarre and terrifying turns. Imagine walking through dense, humid forests, hearing the distant roar of something massive overhead, or catching a glimpse of a tiny herbivore darting into the underbrush, desperately trying to escape from an unseen predator. The world of Hatzeg Island was not for the faint of heart. It was a brutal, unforgiving place where survival was a daily challenge, and only the most adaptable and sometimes the most terrifying creatures thrived. Hatzeg Island stands as a testament to the strange and terrifying possibilities of evolution in isolation. From the miniature dinosaurs that scurried through the undergrowth to the towering pterosaurs that ruled the skies, this lost island was truly a place of nightmares. It reminds us of the unpredictable nature of life and the untold mysteries that lie hidden in the past. So, as we bring this journey through prehistoric terror to a close, remember that the Earth has always been home to creatures beyond our wildest imaginations. Would you dare to venture back in time to Hatzeg Island to witness firsthand the horrors and wonders that once existed there? Let us know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more mind-blowing historical journeys. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the world's most mysterious pasts.